Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the second hour here of Dropped Frames. Let's talk about what we've been playing. Gassy, we're going to start with you. Take it away.
Oh, there we go. There it is. I'm good.
Take it away.
Terraria with you, right? That's what we did last night.
Talk about what you've been playing.
Terraria with you, right? That's what we did last night.
We played some Terraria. That's true.
Mm-hmm. See now, who all here says Terraria and Terraria? And is there a correct
Terraria. It's
Terraria.
Terraria.
Terraria. Terraria.
I like calling it Terraria. Terraria. That one's good too.
Terraria.
Yeah. Let's talk about a game in 2011, guys. Came out in 2011. Let's do it.
Yeah. It doesn't even feel like it came out that long ago, which is kind of weird.
Well,
Makes me feel.
We're getting old.
I guess, yeah.
That's what that
I guess
really
I've talked about that, like when I talk to people at different cons and stuff like that. And you've been doing Twitch for a long time, man. You've been I'm like, fuck.
You're old, man. You're an old piece of shit, man.
Yeah.
Did you play Terraria before last night?
I did. Yeah, I've played it before. A couple sessions. I used to record a little bit for the YouTubes, and then streamed it a little bit too, and then Starbound when that came out. Yeah. But yeah, I guess they had that giant patch. I don't know all the stuff that they changed, but there was enough that they changed where it was noticeable for me from somebody who hasn't played, in a bit. But I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed just
fucking stealing all the loot.
I mean, you say stealing. I said I was the first one there, so I mean, it really.
That is exactly what JP said you would say when the show started and we started talking about Terraria. He goes, he's going to tell you something about him. He taking all the.
It's because it's fucking true.
Yeah. Anne was there last night the entire time, she gets to hear this shit all over again.
I'm on Gassy's side, actually. With
what?
This one. Yeah, you were like.
You were in the house the entire time. You weren't even.
And then
Strippin and I were fighting that last boss, and you just like jumped in there at the last moment and swooped underneath and stole all the stuff.
Anytime we fight a fucking boss, the worst part is the loot. Like him grabbing the extra loot and stuff like that before any of us could get there just furthered his cause. It would give him tools that made it better and easier for him to get underneath the right spot when we kill a boss. He got a fucking magic carpet before any of us. Which allows us to like float and fly through the air. So we're fighting bosses and stuff that fly, like like the Eye of Cthulhu and stuff like that. Yeah. And he would just position himself right underneath the boss as it's about to die. So all the loot just drops right on him. Had all like the fast boots and stuff like that. So
when you have an emote on Twitch that represents being the king of shitty in every aspect,
exactly,
you have to live up to it with this kind of behavior. In fact, dare I say, he is required to do this kind of stuff.
That's true.
Otherwise, he loses the emote.
You guys made this. You made this happen.
I mean, it's all stuff I expected, but goddamn. But yeah, I guess playing
that carries also into Terraria.
Playing Terraria was fun with JP. It was really, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, who got the extra flying carpet at the end of the night, Max?
I did.
Yeah, you did.
At the end of the night when loot was all taken?
You had already gone to sleep. And then we started talking about I was like, guys, I found a flying carpet. And you just log in and you run over to me and you don't even say anything. You're just sitting there staring at me eye to eye in the Terraria land. And I just throw the fucking carpet at you. Then you just log out.
So there were 2 people left. You already had a carpet. And you're saying that it was nice.
No, there was 4. There was 4.
It was nice. Yeah, it was nice.
4. Okay, good. I was going to say, the first one sounded a bit more like you, but that works too.
Yeah. That game's pretty all right, though.
It's pretty good.
I don't know. Everyone keeps saying like that we've only done 20% of the game, but we're like in hell. We've killed like all the bosses in our world, so I don't know.
It's possible that we haven't explored everything, and it's a giant fucking world. Like,
now, real quick, this is kind of the whole group that played. How far did you get overall? Like, what is the furthest you made it? Did you kill any bosses?
Yeah, we killed a bunch.
Killed a bunch of them.
And like, what was the last? Now, how you said you went into hell and you got all that stuff too?
Yeah, we went. Me and Strippin went into hell. We built a elevator or whatever last night. We did the dungeon. Have you seen the dungeon? Yeah, we went to the dungeon and did all that. I did all that, and then they came back afterwards and pick up the scraps.
Are there multiple dungeons? I feel like there probably are in the world. I don't know if there's just like one dungeon.
I don't know.
I don't know enough about how the world's generated and stuff like that.
The world changes
one of the reasons I was asking, like, had any of you played enough before to know if you had really encountered like new items and new stuff?
No, I did not. I don't know what was new. I think they had a Minecraft cart or a minecart.
I don't think the carts were there. I could be wrong. That's the thing is like we were all pretty inexperienced. Even though I've played before, it was long enough ago where, oh my God. Look at Ghost Camera. Doing it again.
That was
sorry.
awesome.
It took me aback. I took a moment because you like froze like this, like, and it took me a moment to be like, is he actually frozen? Anyways, yeah, I've played before, but I never played extensively. You know, I didn't play enough to know everything about the game and what would be new and what hadn't.
Yeah, I guess hard mode is, we didn't explore that at all. I don't know. I think we're going to be playing again sometime this week.
Yeah.
It was also funny to me to see how many people were watching Terraria yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, there was also on Steam. What is the website to like see how many people are playing on Steam? Is it Steam Stats?
I don't know.
Anyone know? Bueller? I'll try to find it. But a lot of people are playing and watching that game.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
did
new
not
patch
expect.
came out. It was when it first came out, and when like they did, you know, different patches and stuff that they've done in the past, you know, it's a pretty good game, and I think it is pretty
There's
interesting to watch, especially for
150,000
streaming.
people right now playing.
What's
Terraria.
that?
It's the third most popular game on Steam
There you go.
in terms of
Yeah,
players
I mean,
playing right now.
I think it's a very interesting thing to watch. The only thing I brought up yesterday when we were playing, I kind of like it when it's a little closer. Like I know it's like all pixel graphics and stuff like that. I like it like Starbound because it's a little bit closer. You can kind of see a little bit more what's happening. But I understand with Terraria there, you can see more what's happening. So if like you're all clustered in an area, you can see, say if JP falls down and drowns himself or something like that, you can see that happen. But I don't know. There's ways around that too. You can kind of change your resolution and stuff and see how you want to zoom it in or whatever. But
You can't go higher than 1080p, and someone linked me a way to like hack it to go 1440, which I'm excited about because then I don't have to play at a shit resolution. But I haven't looked into that at all. But game's good. It's 20, like, people have bought the game already, so I don't even know why we're promoting it, but you should. It's $10.
yeah,
So of course I gotta ask Anne, how was it playing with these guys?
It was kind of the same as playing with Giant Waffle. I've played with him a few times in Minecraft, and it's just like I kind of just do my thing, and I was building the house and stuff, and then they're just like all running around being crazy and yelling about stuff. So it's kind of the same.
Yeah, I was just like, Anne, we're gonna go to a dungeon. I'm just gonna build the house.
Hey, I was building the house. I'm like,
just
that's my
gonna-
thing though in Minecraft.
improve
Like
the house a
I do a
little
lot of
it's
I do a lot of building, and that's kind of I like doing that kind of thing, and I like exploring too. But I don't know. I just like doing both, I guess.
We'll put a little window over here. It'll
Hey, look, the house looks amazing.
the house.
okay?
She did.
No,
fucking
the house
really good
looks
work.
great. I know. I'm just.
And let's be clear too. We didn't make her stay at the house. It was like, hey, we're gonna go do this
That's true,
thing.
yeah.
You know, she's
Yeah, I
stayed
wanted
there.
to. That was my choice.
I
So
guess
you
the
you
one.
fucking
didn't tell
baller
her,
house,
hey,
though.
we're gonna go do this fun thing. You stay right where you are.
Uh-huh.
You do not come
You're
with
not
us.
allowed. No,
This house
yeah.
looks like shit.
Yeah, we'd
Fix
come.
it up by the time we're back.
Yeah, we'd come back and just kick dust all over the place. Be like, "We're out. We're gonna go to a dungeon. Bye bye," and just run away. That's how I pictured it in my head, at least. But
Unfortunately, though, like I felt a little bad that like after Anne called it quits for a bit, like that's when real
that's true.
interesting shit started happening.
yeah, you started talking about food. I guess Anne got hungry or something and pieced, and then pretty much like 30 minutes after that happened, we started killing bosses. We started like summoning,
upgrading our
fucking,
armors
like,
and stuff.
Yeah, we got a bunch of
really
armor,
cool weapons.
Some
I have
goblins.
no regrets. I got in and out. So
You got in and out, honestly,
Yeah.
and then you got the benefits of that anyways because we hooked you up.
Yeah,
with, like,
then you
full
just showed
meteor
back
armor
up and you're like, "Hey
This is
guys,
true.
how's it going?" And then you're like, "Here, take all this meteorite. Get this gun."
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
that's true. Co, what was your experience like? Because you're playing by yourself, right? So is it a little bit slower? Like you're not
I
as.
was last night. Yeah, I played for about 4 hours last night. I had not played Terraria in a long time, so I didn't remember like basic things. Ended up getting my guide killed, dying lots of times. I also thought of the bright idea to not only do an expert mode world, but also softcore, so you drop everything on your death. That was a horrible idea.
That's no.
No, yeah, that's a good way to say it. No, but yeah. So basically, it was tough. But by the end of the 4.5 hours, I'd gotten to a point where I kind of was carrying myself okay. I had decent armor. My base is coming along, and I'm looking forward to continue playing it. But I was playing solo. I'm going to start it with mods, and my wife is actually going to play too.
Nice.
But I don't know if I'm doing that tonight. It'll be soon though.
What? How hard was expert mode?
Pretty tough, especially at the beginning. Now, of course, I'm sure the Terraria pros out there. This is a breeze for them because they've fought these enemies 100 times before. But for me, I was attacking the same enemy like 20 plus times where it could hit me 3 times and I'd die. If sand would fall on my head, I'd pretty much be done.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, I died a lot. So, but it was good. And once,
that
like
zombie
I said, it
just
got
one shot you. I
Yeah,
mean, we were
some of
playing
the
on
things are-
expert mode last night, but this is like another. This is crazy. You got slaughtered.
But it's fun. It's fun. Now I got my platinum stuff, and I got a really nice sword and my double jump stuff and an anklet and all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah.
Looking forward to keep playing it. That's for sure.
I had the web swing thing. I was Spider-Man. I was gifted
It's
that.
so stupid.
It's an awkward thing.
It's
It's
so
like
awkward.
a grapple, but like when you're in like a cave system, it's always really awkward when I'm just like, hey guys, check this out, and then I just make myself like a little web, and I'm just staring at them. as they
Yeah,
walk
we're
by.
all just kind of chilling there, and then I just see Gassy go, and then like,
and then,
and then you're just
staying
hanging
there.
in the center, and you're just like, hey,
It
guys.
serves no purpose. Like the only time I guess it's advantageous is if you like, I don't know, there's like some mobs down below and you want to, like perch up top and you have like the laser gun or whatever. You just sit there and just shoot them at like a good angle. That's the only time I think it would be good. But other than that, I'd prefer to just have like a regular grapple, to be honest.
Yeah, Strippin was saying in the jungle or something, there's a faster one that you can traverse like super Doc Ock speeds.
Yeah.
With the similar one that you had. So
Huh.
we'll have to.
Yeah.
I think that's in like the.
I just want
jungle
fast
dungeon.
boots. I want something to make the movement speed quicker so you're not always just like, where the fuck are you? I realize I have a magic carpet and these boots and all these buffs, but why are you so slow?
I mean, you're pretty slow.
By the way, spot on, JP, right?
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. Sorry, I mean, it's about an 8 out of 10.
It's true. It's true.
You got to do a lot more of that. Yeah, a lot more trues.
true.
Co, what else have you been streaming? Let's talk about your stream.
I've been getting into Ark. It's been a blast. I
Oh, there it goes.
That.
Sorry.
Terraria CS. I did 3 CS streams so far. I
Have
did
you
some
played a
experiments.
competitive match yet? Every time I've tuned in,
Level-
I've only seen like mass DM. I don't know, a lot of people, more than 5.
Oh yeah, I'm not even level 3. And what basically we've been doing is I jump into my Steam group, and then between rounds, of course, people naturally leave rounds. Well, people watch the stream, and right when the rounds switch, they all start spam joining on me. And what ends up happening is we get, a few hours in, we're in a normal CS round where everyone's earning experience, and 90% of them will have Coalition in front of their name. So
Nice.
it's basically just a big group of us like having fun together, and it's been an amazingly fun time. I went in expecting, a community that was going to just rag on me because I sucked, and I'm sure that my followers were going to do all that, and the chat was going to be a mess, and probably wasn't going to get many viewers. I was expecting the lowest. Ended up being an absolute blast. Had a great time, and I've done 3 evening streams of it now, and definitely plan to continue doing it. It's just a fun game to play with people, and a lot of time to talk to chat, which is nice.
And you ever been into the CS world?
No. I've always been into FPSs. Halo was one of my favorite games when I first started gaming.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I like FPSs, but I have always, it's good to hear Ko say that, he had a good experience playing it on stream. That's always been the reason that I didn't want to try it, is because I've never played CS:GO before, and I'm nervous to try it streaming it because I've seen how
It gets pretty
other
bad.
CS:GO communities are treating, streamers and stuff. So that kind of makes me nervous to try it on stream.
Yeah, you definitely would have to get a server. Coda, did you guys just find a server and take it over, or did you host one?
Whenever I do it, I do find game. I matchmake, and then people join on me through the Steam group. So
Gotcha.
Now that being said, though, one of my infrastructure team, we already have a CS server going up. We're actually figuring out how we can do whitelisting through websites for it. We've got some plans for it.
They have a lot of
it's been public.
old school CS has a lot of tools where you can do fun stuff like that. So I'm interested to see what happens on your server. Do you have aspirations of ever going into the competitive matchmaking thing?
Here's the thing.
Because if so, we'll jump into. I'll play tomorrow, and we'll jump into a game of.
Well, I need to get level 3, so it'll probably be a few more days. But I have to say, it's been a long time since I've had a game that I've been playing this much off stream explicitly because I want to get better at it.
Yeah.
It's been years.
Yeah,
like,
it's something you definitely got to put the practice in.
So, I mean, I find myself anytime, it's kind of nice. Anytime I have, 15, 20 minutes, I'm just like, let me get a few rounds of CS in. I'll just mess around, just join a random server. And what's funny is people are always hanging out in my group with me. So every time I do that, just a few people join on me and we'll just kind of hang out and jump in TeamSpeak and stuff. It's been really fun, really fun.
Case-wise, the real game of CS:GO. Where I know you got a bunch.
Comcast is calling. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
take
it. It works. You got a lot of donations on Friday for case openings. What did you like? How many did you end up opening?
Well, I ended up getting. I made the mistake early on because I thought the stream was going to be really tiny. I was like, you guys donate. If you guys want me to open cases, you can donate, and I'll match it, and we'll open that much at the end. It ended up being $600. And I obviously could not do it that night. I'm actually still working through it.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I've first of all, before I've been getting this question so much, I've drawn the line at cases. I'm not going to do any of the online jackpots. I'm not doing the skin stuff. I'm not doing any of that. Just cases. We're keeping it simple here. But I have to say, like, not only are some of the skins really cool, like you can tell some people poured hours into these things. But I completely kind of understand why people do it. Like it's when you're playing CS and you're into it and you're really enjoying it, you've got 10 plus hours in it that week. When you get killed by a really cool skin, it's just kind of like, whoa, what's that? You're just kind of looking at it and you're like, that's a cool skin, never seen that before. Wonder where you got that. And then you see it on the ground and you're immediately like, look around and go and pick it up and yeah, it's mine now. And it's really cool. It's really cool. And opening cases and getting those nice ones has been pretty fun. So I've gotten one knife so far in my 3 days of
That's very
cases.
lucky as well.
Like four or five reds, and some pretty decent. Like I got a few stat track factory news in the purple plus range. So it's looking good. It's looking good. But I've also told people I'm not accepting a single skin from anyone. I don't want people like every skin I get. I want to pull out of a crate or do that trade up thing too, which I haven't even done yet. But people tell me I need to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool. It's fun.
Oh, you got a pole position. Look at that.
I've got like 30.
What type of knife did you get?
I got the scorched flip knife. It's a pretty standard looking knife that just has some brown camo on it. It's not really too interesting to be honest. And it's like the 3rd factory level, I think, like field tested. Nice. I think someone told me it was like a $50 knife or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was still great to get. Like I didn't care how much it was worth. I was so happy. I was only on my second day, so.
Well, cool.
It's good. It's a lot of fun. And people just go crazy for it in the chat. I was blown away. Long timers, people that I'd never seen express enthusiasm in my chat that have been around for a year plus in some cases. Open another crate. Open another crate.
Yeah.
Did you see? We were talking about when I opened a bunch of cases. I saw just like a gigantic viewer spike for the case openings. Did you see the same thing?
I am actually not putting it in my title.
Okay.
I don't. I'm doing crates because they're fun to do. That it's kind of fun for the community, and in this case, they donated money to me to do it. I don't think I'll be putting in the title, but I will say that as I've said on the past in the show, whenever I'm playing a game, I tend to have on one of my screens all of the people playing it, and it has been eye-opening to see what that one word can do in a title.
Yeah.
I have, even though I did not do it on my own channel, I saw it in one case, one stream move up 4 ranks and gain over twice the amount of viewers it had, and they'd only been opening cases about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And all I could think of was, dude, like this positioning opportunity, like for new streamer, like if I had
you got to buy into it.
But the worst part is yeah, you have it's money. People are watching get spent on stream, so it's really rough. It's really rough.
So as someone who doesn't play CSGO and I don't even really know what the cases mean or anything like that, what do you think is what's the appeal for people just to watch those things happen rather than, I mean, they're not even doing it themselves, they're just watching someone else do it. So what's the appeal there?
Vicariously through you, basically.
Yeah, that's it. But at the end of the day, I mean, I hate boiling it down to this. It's gambling.
It is gambling.
Yeah.
It's watching someone potentially hit it big, and if you know them, if you're invested in that streamer, you get to see that reaction.
Yeah,
that's what
gambling.
And a lot of streamers.
That's why they do the highlights and hey, what is this? You guys want anything today? Are there any highlights of it? Like they want to see their person that they're watching get really excited over a very little thing that maybe they can witness if they stay in the stream and watch it. Maybe they'll see them get that knife, and then they can tell their friends about. It's that kind of stuff.
It's true. And a lot of people too also do giveaways, so like they'll just open cases for things to give away. And I know of one stream where they would actually, every 1,000 followers on the channel, they would do a giveaway, and they would keep that number constantly updating on the screen. So as people constantly followed throughout the day, they would do a giveaway right there. And it actually did like super well for them, like 4 or 5 grand followers for a channel that should be averaging on a good day like 400 or 500. So it's an interesting way to kind of, you're almost like baiting followers at that point. And there's a little bit of inflation of the follower count, but
Yeah.
if you want followers, I mean, it's a way to do it. It's a way to play the game for sure.
But then also too, you kind of pigeonhole yourself to like, if you're building up a following of like people that just want to see case openings and you don't deliver,
exactly.
People are going to unfollow and stuff like that.
People will probably just not watch. Yeah, it's true. It's true. So that's CS:GO. I feel like we talk about there's been like I feel like Co started at like fucking cases, and now he's like fucking cases, guys. Like this has been like a 6-month period of Co learning the CS:GO world.
It went from confusion to interest to okay.
Yeah, you get it now. You get it now.
Okay.
And what's been going on over your channel besides Terraria last night?
For the past few days, I've been playing Arkham Knight actually.
Yeah.
So that pretty much that, and then recently finished Fallout 3. I was gonna do the DLC, and that's what I've been playing lately.
We weren't able to talk about Batman too much last week because we got into the YouTube gaming and Twitch debacle. It's not even really a debacle. We made a debacle.
Oh right.
But what'd you think? Like, you'd never played the other Batman, so you don't really have.
Right.
Did you have a way to compare it?
I think that it gave me kind of a different perspective because I wasn't one of the people who played all the other games and then jumped into this one as someone who played the other. How many were there? There was 4 before this one, or 3?
This is the 4th. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know there was a lot of people, complaining about problems, and that obviously it has like a super low approval rating on Steam, and they actually, Warner Brothers pulled it because they had so many problems with it. I fortunately did not have the problems that everyone else did, but I know I talked to Co and JP asking you guys, what your experiences were with playing it, because I didn't even want to buy it because I was so scared of what I was hearing other people say, and then I didn't end up having any problems really. But I think that one of the things that I was that I noticed since I hadn't played the earlier games was that they didn't really do a good job, I think, of bringing in people who hadn't played the games before. There were a lot of mechanics that it was like they expected you to already know how to do it from earlier games. And there were a lot of things that the chat was like, oh yeah, that's from, Arkham City or Arkham, whatever.
Yeah.
And I had no idea because I hadn't played those games. So I think that they maybe could have done a better job of explaining things and making things a little bit more clear.
Yeah. For those worried about spoilers, by the way, we won't be discussing the story or anything because obviously we don't want to spoil the game for you. But yeah, I feel like there was, in the fights, there's too much things that you can do, and they're all so very heavily revolving around like where Batman is at in the fight. And there's maybe like 2 seconds that you can act, or like a small little fucking square where you can stand and get whatever you're trying to get, and then the little prompt goes away. So for me, the entire game is just like X, 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 Y.
Yeah.
X, 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 Y. And then like someone comes in with electricity, and I'm just like, well, this is going to be a tough one, guys. Like, what are we supposed to do here? I guess I'll hold I think it's LB and maybe B. Nope, that's X, 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 Y. X, like that was, and I love that. Like, I still enjoyed the game.
Right.
But I didn't use any of the extra bat tools or whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah.
I don't. Co, did you take part in all of that, or were you just kind of XXXXY?
Not too much. Well, actually, I ended up going with mouse and keyboard.
Really?
Which was kind of weird at the beginning. But my 360 controller broke, and I had another one on the way that actually didn't make it in time. But at the end of the playthrough, I absolutely loved that I went with that, because not only did it make the car and tank combat some of the best vehicle combat I've ever done, and I mean that.
Got him.
I loved it. Absolutely. It felt like a first person, almost DDR. Like it was just absolutely awesome. But again, The only reason it was like that was because I was being able to aim in first person. If I had to do that on a controller, I probably would have hated it. Absolutely hated it. But yeah, also another big thing with the mouse and keyboard is you can always pick where you're looking during fights. So you never have like people.
I guess
off the
that's true.
screen.
Yeah.
You always get to know exactly what's coming. So it made combat a lot more fluid. Made it feel a lot more, realistic almost.
I saw you tweet that you enjoyed the driving aspects, and I was just like, is Coach just like saying this because it's the anti comment right now? Like, what? What is he saying?
People were telling me the whole time, dude, you're so good, you're so good. Like I was going, no, I'm using, like I said multiple times, I'm using a mouse and keyboard. Like people using controllers, this is going to be damn near impossible. But if you use a mouse and keyboard, I did almost every car thing I came across. I only had to repeat one a couple times.
Yeah,
That
wasn't
was it.
the difficulty is not what I hated. It was just the fact that it wasn't fun. Like,
Yeah, you didn't think so?
I want to play a Batman game. I just want to beat the shit out of people. I don't want to drive around in a car. Like that.
See,
That was
I don't
my.
know. I think Batman epitomizes like technology and gadgets.
Did
and
you
get,
play
like,
the
a
other
freaking
games, Co?
Transformer tank car. Yeah, I did,
You
and,
did?
and I thought they were pretty fun.
You didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't miss
By the way,
the aspect of like always being on foot but being in a
No.
car. Okay, that's what I
thought
missed.
the car added to it. I really do. I think it takes the whole like Batman kind of mastery over gadgets and tech to like a whole different level. And I know this is like a hugely unpopular opinion. People can give me shit for it the whole time, but I thought it added to the game. I loved it, and like I said multiple times during the stream, I could play a game, maybe not a Batman game, but I could play a vehicle game like that with that
Yeah.
same style as a standalone. And I love it. Being able to upgrade a vehicle and choose different chassis and like pick the weapons and gadgets and loadouts on it with that kind of combat. I mean, it was great.
And did you like the car stuff? Were you a fan?
I actually really did, yeah. I mean, like, there were a lot of tank battles, but I never got to the point where I felt like, I hate this. I don't ever want to see another tank battle. I think the thing, what was it? What were the like giant, the cobras? Those ones that you had to like sneak up
Those
behind them.
fucking annoying stupid stealth
That
car
actually
missions.
was
Like
pretty-
stealth car missions, guys. Stealth
See,
car
I
missions.
thought that was awesome. I thought that was really
And I loved
cool.
it too. I loved them
Yeah.
too. It made me feel
That
like I
was
was
like-
playing
that
the
was-
second one.
Yeah, it wasn't just like run and gun, like I'm just gonna drive up and destroy this thing. I'm just gonna, I actually have to plan out where I'm moving, and each time they added on more cobras and you had to, just be really careful about where you were going. I thought that was cool. JP's shaking
I
his
like
head.
this guest, JP. Picked well. This is good.
Gassy, do you know who Batman is? Do you know what that?
That's like Superman's cousin, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Have you played any of the Batman games, Gassy?
I played the first one. What is it? Asylum.
Asylum,
Right?
yeah. Which
Asylum.
is I think the best.
See, I got bored in the beginning, and I guess I just didn't give it enough time playing it, and then kind of stopped. Which
The story didn't like bring you in. I
think I got it. I stopped like right before the story actually started becoming compelling, because that's pretty much what everybody seems to say when I mentioned that. But I do have plans to go back and play through them. Maybe not all of them. I might just go to City, and then Night.
Yeah, Origins is definitely I think the lesser of the four of them.
Yeah, people said you could pretty much just skip Origins, but again, I'm not like, I like Batman and stuff like that, but I've never been like crazy super into Batman. I like Batman better than Superman for sure, because Superman's fucking boring. But
Yeah,
if
he's
we're
too
just
good.
talking,
Superman's
Yeah.
too good.
Yeah.
but yeah, I like the Batman games from what I've seen of them, and this one definitely looks cool. I got to play a little bit of it at E3 before it came out.
Yeah.
I kind of side with you, but it's coming from a place of ignorance a little bit, because I don't really have that much exposure to the game. But what I did see when I was playing the demo of it is they were really trying to push for that vehicle.
Yeah,
combat
everything's
and
like-
everything.
Hey Batman, you like that car, man? You want to
Okay, you know what was worse though?
Drive around in that car.
Worse than the
Batman, you
Batmobile?
wanna
The
bring up
Riddler. The Riddler
Oh, I don't
was the
do any of
shittiest
that.
part of that
I don't
whole
do any
game.
of it. Fuck the Riddler.
It was
Fuck
garbage.
everything about.
No,
the
but
Riddler.
every 10 seconds you're like on some other mission and you hear that like sound that the Riddler is gonna start talking. He's like, "Hey, Batman, guess what? I still think I'm smarter than you." Like in the
Okay.
middle of you're doing something else every 30 seconds. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
My big question is, at what point did the Riddler become a bad example of a used car salesman? The guy, I mean,
He's always been like that in the games. Yeah.
No. He's been, well, again, I don't want to spoil too much, but there are things about him that it's so hard to take anything seriously. And I mean, even from a comic book standpoint, It was just odd, some odd selection stuff. Also, man, some of the riddles, man.
Easy or what?
I just didn't like how they just like forced him on you all the time. Like I felt like he was the only one of the villains that they were just constantly shoving down your throat. Like they had, Firefly and like all the other dudes that are just kind
There's
of
a
there.
lot, too.
And when you go do their missions, like, okay, cool, that's when you talk to them. But all the time you're just flying around doing other stuff, and the Riddler just comes over the loudspeakers and is trying to like, I don't know. It was just, I got tired of that.
Yeah, I didn't have too much interaction with the Riddler. Co, what's up?
Gotta say though, no question. Co-main character of the year for Joker. Like I could not think like that. He added so much to that game. It was mind blowing.
I think he does to all of them. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But I mean, it was phenomenal. Every time you turn around, and they were all quality. You know what I mean? It was kind of crazy how much quality Joker content is in that game. It kind of blew me away.
Yeah. And the one thing that I did like about Origins is the story. And the Joker in that game is really cool because it's kind of like it's the origin, right? Like it's the beginning of all of that. And there's one major cutscene in the game that is like probably one of my favorite cutscenes in the entire series. So if anyone out there hasn't played it, like it's worth playing it just for that cutscene. It's really cool stuff.
Just for the record, that's not a spoiler. Joker's in many of the released material. That's not a spoiler, and I'm not saying anything about him. Anything we didn't say anything.
It's a Batman game, of course. Joker's gonna be there.
Yeah.
I mean, we're only talking about the opening scene where he's burning. Like that's all we're talking about.
I think it's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it.
He burned really.
What?
He burned really well.
Oh God, let's not do that.
I like how you had control over it, because like I would be like, and then just be like, his hair's a little bit. Is this a little piece of hair? Oh look, we got the other side of his face. I spent like 5 minutes just burning.
Wow.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that we were controlling that scene. So I sat there for like a good 40 seconds, like
just staring.
Yeah.
Burning. I was like looking the sides of him. I'm like, why is it? I see the fire on him, but he's not. Like, what is going on? And then finally, like, Chad, of course, starts going crazy.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I think mine was the same way. It was a lot of fun. That it's a good game. Graphic bullshit aside, I mean, just play it on the PS4 if you're worried about any of that. But they've been patching the PC version. They patched it on Friday. I don't know how much it did. I beat it Friday night, so I haven't like looked at the stability issues. But they're going to continue patching it, and hopefully sooner than later, because it's still not back on Steam yet. So I would assume eventually that'll get put back on there. I still like that the season pass is buyable though. Did you guys see that? You can still buy the $40 season pass, but you can't buy the main game.
Talk about like the worst
Like what the fuck?
public advertising you could put forward. You can't buy the game, but you can buy all the DLC that we probably should have included with it. No, anyway.
So many goddamn games with their own season pass bullshit.
Well, that's the new thing. Yeah, like DLC was the first thing on the block, and then it's like, wait, we could charge for all of our DLCs that we don't even know what they are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that instead.
It's literally charging for content they haven't even made.
Yeah.
So dumb.
I mean, that's what I
don't buy any season passes. I just don't do it.
It's a lot of what like the gaming industry is right now, right? Like early access and Kickstarter and all that shit.
You don't have to finish it, and you don't have to pay for it.
It's really unfortunate because it does feel sometimes like it's getting to the point where they're going, okay, how little can we give them for the most money, and how much can we hold back that we can make them pay for later? Like, I get that. I hate saying it, but I get that feeling so much with Evolve, especially with that last announcement.
Evolve was really bad.
Oh, yeah.
What was their last announcement? I haven't really been paying attention.
They're basically, it's like 4 new hunters and a new monster, and I think some other, like, some skins and stuff like that. And they're basically charging, like, an expansion cost for it. I don't remember how much it is, if someone can help me. But even if it's $7, it's just, it's just kind of like, guys, these used to be updates. Like, this used to be stuff developers did. It's like, you guys want more in the game? Let's give you some more. Not like, oh, you want some more in the game? Oh, we already charged you $60, but how about, oh, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't really touched much of Evolve after, the initial, like, big alpha that they had, and then a little bit after release.
That game is that was like the first game I've seen take over, like, the giving to streamers early thing. They just went overboard with it. We talked about it on the show before where they just went, they gave streamers too much access too early. And then when it came out for launch, all the streamers were like, well, I don't fucking want, like, no one's going to, Everyone's
Yeah.
seen what this game is. I don't want to fucking play this anymore. This happened
was
6
kind
months
of-
ago.
That happened with Hawken. Same thing with Hawken.
Yeah, that was the same. Yeah, the game came out
But,
so early.
The worst part, JP, is they did that with the game, and there wasn't any real depth to the game. There was no real reason to progress your characters. There was no unlocks, no real. When you watch a stream of a person who just bought the game, it could look exactly like a stream of someone who's played the game for 60 hours. And it's like when you have that kind of thing, how much are people really going to watch? You know what I mean? There's nothing new to see. And it's not going to be an esport like Counter-Strike or anything. So yeah, that was like a perfect storm of fails.
Yes, it will, Co. I've seen them. They've been pushing the esports for Evolve. It's gonna be big.
They had
It's
that
gonna
at
be really
E3.
big.
They had Jericho like casting the Evolve. Were they calling it the Evolve World Championships? Was that?
I don't
Yes,
know.
Sacker was there too, and he actually did a great job on that. Like in terms,
Right.
that's kind of the saddest part about the whole thing. The PR firm, the people making Evolve, like everyone involved in the project seems to be really good people, and I've talked to a lot of them. But it's
Yeah.
just the overall direction and what they're expecting to get out of the game and their expectations of how it's going to perform just seems totally off base.
Yeah,
it just
it is.
it's like they're looking at a different world.
I'm of the same mindset too. I know a lot of people that work with that and Turtle Rock and all that and doing the PR there for them. Like, yeah, they're cool people, but I just don't really know what their, like you said, it's off base. What their vision for the game and what they want it to be is not what it should be.
Yeah.
Which is upsetting because at the core there, it is a good game. Like it's fun, it's well made. It's just how they're choosing to distribute their content and their overall plan for what they want the game to be in the future, doesn't make sense.
Absolutely. I mean, look at a game like Evolve where everything is basically kind of lateral progression. And then you take a game like Ark where you could play an Ark game for 100 hours and not even be max level. And it's like you don't even get to really get to some of the end game stuff until you're max level. Like it's a perfect example of why it was a flash in the pan. But
Yeah.
anyway,
It's unfortunate for me because Ark was the game, or sorry, Ark. Evolve was the game that back in November broke my setup and like started the tech difficulty problems from hell for about 4 months. That just completely. Well, I will always remember just how furious I was in the middle of an Evolve cast because it just fucking broke.
Yeah.
Like, it just broke everything.
That happened to mine too, yeah, early on.
And it will always have a bad taste in my mouth. So that might be why I hate on the game so much as well. But
A couple people mentioned in chat too. Speaking of esports, have you guys heard of Rocket League or played Rocket League at all?
I saw you playing that on Friday. I've seen Lyric and Waffle
So
play.
fun.
Yeah.
It's so much
is
fun.
that the soccer car one?
Yeah.
Have you
It
played that?
looks
Ann?
silly, I'm sure, just like watching it
Yeah,
or
I
whatever,
played it.
but it is really, really fun. Especially because like you can manipulate your car. Basically, for those of you guys that don't know what it is, it's soccer but with cars that have like jets and stuff on the back, and you can manipulate and like kind of use boosters to like jump up in the air and stuff. But when you're in the air, it has that kind of GTA mechanic where you can choose how to move your car. So you end up being able to do things like pop your back up and like smack the big giant soccer ball that's going around in this big stadium. And I think they did a really good job of just like the controls work really well, and you feel like you can actually manipulate the direction of the ball, and you can actually get precise with it. Like there's different moves that you can do, like a bicycle kick, they call it, you know what I mean? Where you just kind of flip back the front of your car and boost up, so you can kind of backwards kick the ball, and things like that. You can also, like the sides are all like smoothed out and ramps, and you can like drive up onto the cage. It's like a caged in course. You can even drive up on the ceiling and like drop down. So it's one of those games where I feel like I would rather watch that than like some Evolve, tournament or whatever. When you get to a high level of play, I think like people can get really, really technical and really, really good if they get in the hours, and that would be very interesting to watch. Like I'm not going to be one of those people. I'll get mediocre at best, but it's still really fun to play, especially if you get a full team. It's not officially out yet. I think it's coming out like July 7th or something in July, like early July. Yeah, it's coming out pretty soon. So it'll be interesting to see how the game progresses and the community progresses from when it actually is released. But for right now, you either go in with a full squad of like 3v3 or 4v4 or whatever, or you just have some bots. But be careful if you're using bots because they're fucking good.
What is like if there was a tournament mode or something? I don't know if there is, but is it 2v2, 3v3, 4v4? Like what's the player limit?
I think it's 4v4.
4v4?
4v4 is max. Yeah, I think.
Oh, that's the max. Okay.
Pretty sure.
What's like, have the dev said if there's like a preferred game size?
I haven't really.
Because it feels like 4v4 would be fucking chaotic. Like way too much shit going on.
It's not too bad. I mean, there is a lot of stuff going on, but it is a big. Also, it is a big. It's a pretty big arena, and there's multiple ones of them. I also didn't mention too that that's a nice shot of my chair there.
Yeah, that's great.
I didn't mention too, like you get boosts and stuff like that all throughout the arena. You can see like on the VOD you're showing right now. There's little orange kind of like things that you ride over, and that charges up your car's boost. So you can. It's kind of strategic that way too, where you can hold your boost and then like jump right in front of somebody that doesn't necessarily have your boost. So there's a lot of interesting technical ways to play it, and there's I don't know. It's just a really overall fun game.
Was there match?
Is there just like one size of stadium? Like even if you're
it's all the same size, but there's there's different arenas. Like one of them will be at night and it'll be like stormy. One of them will be like in a traditional like kind of I don't know, World Cup sort of big stadium with like a crowd and stuff. So it's pretty cool. And the car customization is really neat too. You can put like little hats. You can see right there I have like a Viking hat. And then the back flag you can change to. You can unlock flags and they have like different countries. Of course, I'm rocking the Mexican flag. And then there's different paint jobs and car bodies, and you can customize it a bunch. So it's really neat.
Cool.
Any matchmaking, or is this game where you have to have friends?
Right now, you have to have friends. Obviously, that's what I'm saying. It's one of those things that's going to remain to be seen until the game actually is out, and we'll see how good the matchmaking is and how it ranks people up and stuff. But for right now, it's early access for people who have codes or whatever.
If the devs for some reason watch this. If you want to make the game popular on Twitch, host a tournament with Twitch streamers where they can submit their own teams, and then it'll blow up.
I would be all for that. That would be a lot of fun.
Lyric and Waffle fucking play this shit all day, so they're going to be in it, and that's like at least 40,000 people watching. So if you get a couple more streamers, like 8 teams, there you go. That's your promotion. That's your.
It does have a very
gassy. That move was incredible.
You like it?
Here's the instant replay, Cohh.
Here's the instant replay. Let's watch this. Boom.
Boom, look at that. Oh.
That was actually the AI scoring on Gassy.
It was the AI. I helped a little bit, but
you know what? Let's just go with the first one. Great job, Gassy.
Yeah, I did. I put it in work. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Excellent.
Oh, Chad is saying apparently there is matchmaking and that it was quite good during the beta.
Yeah, okay. There is matchmaking, but I'm just saying the pool of people that you're grabbing from right now. Yeah, I just scored. Look at that.
Yeah, you recovered. There we go.
the pool of people that you're pulling from is pretty small. Yeah, and me and Nick have been playing and recorded. We recorded a bunch of that, and I think it's probably going to be a regular on Fucked Up Friday because it's really for that.
How much is it?
20? That I don't know because I got a code for it, so I'm not sure.
Fucking you Twitchers.
Wait, so
just
can you buy it? You Twitchers.
Can you buy it right now? That I don't know. Again.
Okay.
I don't think it's actually available. On the store.
It's on July 7th, and they don't have a price.
Okay.
One of the cool thing about this game is that it has cross-platform, so people playing on the PS4 can play against or with people on the PC.
Mm-hmm. I heard it's much better on the PC,
cool.
based off of Diction actually, who's in the chat. He's played it on the PS4.
Oh, it's free on PlayStation Plus. That's fucking sick.
There you go.
That's great.
Perfect.
$20 on Steam. What were you gonna say, Cohh? By the way, what?
Exactly what I was going to say.
Oh,
it's free on PS Plus right now.
There you go. Well, I have PlayStation Plus.
That's where it's actually like available. Like, but it does play from what Diction was telling me that it plays a lot better on PC.
Sure. You use a mouse and keyboard for this, not controller?
No, I use a controller.
Oh, okay. You're just saying like graphically.
Graphically and just the way it plays and stuff.
I might play this.
Any driving game with mouse and keyboard, you're kicking yourself in the ass.
Yeah. That's why I don't play mouse and keyboard. We were talking about GTA earlier. Like I always play with a controller because for me that's how those games were designed, and driving and flying and stuff like that only makes sense for me when I'm using a controller.
I'll always remember. Well, go ahead, Cohh.
I'm just gonna say a random side thing here. This is totally random, totally off the wall, but you know what? This is a perfect show for it.
Yep.
Does anyone know of a keyboard that has some kind of sensors in the keys that would give you pressure, like if you were moving a joystick back and forth?
I mean, like a
one of the reasons I can't
sync pads.
Yeah.
Well, you can't really use a keyboard well for driving games because if you're going left and right, you either send the signal go all the way left or not
analog,
at all. Is there any type of keyboard that can make it so it emulates the gradual, based on pressure of pushing the key down?
I don't know.
Sure.
I've only dabbled in the mechanical keyboard world because of StarCraft. I've never chat.
Yeah, chat
quickly.
Chat.
Yeah.
Where do I get one of these, and which one of you will build it if it doesn't exist?
Yeah. I always switched back and forth. Like in GTA, I would have my controller for driving and flying and stuff, and then I would switch to mouse and keyboard if I was doing any
That's what I
like
did.
fighting and shooting
and
stuff.
stuff. Yeah,
I
that's
just can't be
definitely
bothered to shoot
easier.
with a fucking like if I have a mouse and keyboard that is working perfectly fine, I can't be bothered to use a controller for it if I'm on a PC.
I feel like handicapped now. I mean, because I was saying earlier that I played a lot of Halo and stuff, and so I was used to FPS with a controller. And now that I've gotten more into PC gaming, I can't. I feel like my aim is just awful. Like I'm a 6-year-old playing a video
Hell
game
yeah,
and
you
I'm
do.
trying to use
That's what you should.
thumbsticks.
Well, that's how I
Yeah.
that's how I feel with most games, especially like PC shooters or whatever. Like first person shooters. Most of them I will play keyboard and mouse, but stuff like GTA, most of the time I enjoy just driving around and flying. So I do much better at that using a controller. And plus, I've been a huge fan of GTA for the longest time, and I've always played with a controller. Like GTA 4, I put so many hours in just on the 360, just being silly and driving around.
Gassy, speaking of Halo, you were playing ODST last week with Bunny.
I did. I played. I like that transition. You were ready. I like that.
Boom.
Produce. What's it called? I played with Bunny, Active Bunny Fufu. We've been talking about it for a while to play through ODST since they came out with the quote-unquote remastered version, which is really nothing has changed except we bumped it up to 60 frames a second. That's about it.
Well, and it's running 1080p.
Yeah, and 1080p. It definitely does. Definitely does run nice. It runs a lot better. And that game still holds up. The only thing that doesn't hold up about the game is those face models still look like poo.
Still look ass. Yeah, Bungie's always been kind of bad about face models, to be honest.
Yeah, they've never been very good, which has not really been a problem for them because most of their characters are behind armor and stuff like that. So
yeah,
but,
is the MCC actually like good now? Is it fucking?
I don't
working?
know. I haven't touched the actual like core of it because I've been super jaded and gun shy, and they've hurt me.
Yeah, and have you played it at all in the past?
This is ODST?
No,
Yeah.
the Master Chief collection.
No.
Oh, yeah, I tried playing the Master Chief
Is
collection.
it still fucked up? Like, when did you
I tried
play it?
playing it when it first came out, and then I tried playing it again like a month later, and both times it was awful. And everyone kept saying, "Oh yeah, they totally fixed all the things that were wrong with
It
it."
didn't.
And every time I tried to play it, it was like you couldn't. I was playing. I tried to play multiplayer, didn't
Yeah.
work. I then tried playing the campaign mode. I opened like some kind of terminal, and the entire thing froze. So that happened like pretty much every time I tried to play the game. So I stopped playing it.
God, that like watching you play ODST is like I could really play some Halo right now. Like that would be fucking.
Dude,
fun to
honestly,
go
it was
play
really
on
really
Lockout.
fun. We played it on Legendary.
Yeah. Is it
when we play
only? Did they do anything with like the co-op? Is it only still two person co-op or whatever?
I think it's still only 2-person co-op. I couldn't tell you because we didn't test it if there were, if it allowed other people. All I
Yeah.
know is that it still uses the Master Chief Collection like
Lobby.
lobby formula of just like you're in the roster or whatever, it's like kind of baked in, and you don't have like a lobby like you did when you were playing ODST proper in Halo 3. It's just kind of like, when you party up. I'm assuming it's probably still 2-player.
Yeah. I
maybe
guess
not. Try it.
before I transition out of this, what have you guys been playing anything else on your stream besides
What, The
You're-
Witcher?
Yeah, you're playing The Witcher? You finished that.
100%. Oh yeah. Love
How
it.
far are you? I'm not very far in The Witcher. How far are you, Ann?
Not very far. Yeah, and I'd never played any of the Witcher games before, so it was all kind of new to me.
Yeah. When you played that game, is it almost like too much game for you? Because I feel it's such a daunting game that I think about playing it and I get a little bit stressed out.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
There's just like a lot of new mechanics that I am not used to, and yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. The weekend before E3, I played off stream for probably like 6 hours, and all I did was just walk around to like exclamation points around the map. That's all I did for like 6 hours straight, and just got items and shit like that. Didn't even play the main story. I'm not very far into it. I also don't know, like on Twitch, the game's pretty. I feel it's pretty abysmal for a streaming experience, especially now where it is such a heavy story focused game and everyone kind of knows what it is. It's not new, so I don't know if I'll ever stream that again. But I definitely want to continue playing it. And do you have aspirations to finish it on stream or?
I don't know what finishing it, because like Ko said, you 100%ed it, so you did like every single thing there is to do in the game.
Did every main quest, every single side quest, and uncovered every single map. Did it. Yeah.
How many hours did that take you?
Just under 180 streamed hours.
That's crazy. See, like that, I don't know if I have the commitment to go all the way with it like that.
Yeah, that's
but
kinda
I do
crazy.
plan on playing. I plan on playing it more. I don't know if I'll go 100% with it, but I want to at least. I would like to finish the main story at least.
How long is it if you just barrel down the main story? How long does it take you?
Before the game was released, the game was given to a group of speedrunners, and they completed the game beginning to end as a speed run, skipping dialogue and cutscenes at 24 hours, I think.
That's not bad. So probably like a 30-hour playthrough.
It's not that bad, but when you factor in not skipping dialogue and text, I think it comes to like that exact run is like 50-something hours.
Oh wow. Okay. I guess that's true. There is a ton of text.
There's just, dude, it is one of the biggest RPGs. Like, there's so much to it.
I mean, there's no denying it's a fucking amazing game. Like, I can't.
And
see
you know,
anything
a lot of people didn't know this. 2 expansions on the way. There's a 20-hour and a 10-hour that are going to be out before the beginning of next year.
See, now I just won't play the game. Now I just won't play the game because it's too much.
And 16 DLCs that they're giving out for free.
Yeah. I knew that. Is it still like the you were upset with the DLC quality at one time? Is it still the same?
Yeah, well, I think
Why am I
that
still showing
unfortunately
the
these
DLC?
days the term DLC I think needs to get either some extra words after it or there needs to come new terms with it, because right now DLC can mean anything. And for me,
it can mean literally anything.
And it's getting to the point where it's a little ridiculous. Like when you publicly announce that you're going to do 16 DLCs for your game, and one of the DLCs is a single model for a character.
Yeah.
That's not one of 16 DLCs.
DLC
And they did that twice. They did the alternate Yennefer and the alternate Triss, and it's like, guys, I almost want to be like, okay, that's fun, but no, that doesn't count. So you owe us 2 more DLCs because those don't count.
That's like a patch. That's like a slight fix.
Yeah. One of the DLCs was to change the appearance of the neutral Gwent cards. So again, now, see, this is where we start getting into really dangerous territory, though, because the very interesting point that I've been told is, what are you saying, that art isn't worth it? Like, art isn't DLC? Like, these are total changes. But still, like, when some of your DLC is a single model and the others are, fully fleshed out quest lines that they're adding to the game, there's no comparison there. Like, one is more content,
and the other some other terminology.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
So hopefully they do that down the road, because DLC is becoming way too general.
I still haven't touched The Witcher. Eventually I will.
God, it's such
I don't know if it'll be on
game.
cast or off cast or a little bit of both. It definitely won't be 180 hours streamed. The game.
Yeah.
I don't have the dedication for that.
Yeah.
Dude,
Plus there's way too many other things to play. But
the dangerous thing, man, is when I did the Witcher thing, I said we're doing beginning to end at 100%, and that's what we did. I've announced the same thing for Fallout 4, and
That's a lot.
There's 400 plus hours in Fallout 4.
Fallout 4, I'm a little more excited to like get in and stream on it and stuff like that, because that's a world that I'm a little more interested in. Although The Witcher still seems cool. I'm not somebody that's like against fantasy worlds like that. I just haven't actually gotten too much immersed into The Witcher and played it. Maybe I will get super immersed into it.
If you
and
honestly
like it.
play the first 2 hours of the game, I think it is such, and I fucking hate this term so much, but it is such an immersive experience that you will get sucked in 100%.
That's what everybody
into that
says.
world.
That's why I'm kind of afraid to start it up, because I feel like that'll be a thing I'll just want to play that.
It is the only game where I actually care about the dialogue and will sit through every second of it between characters.
Yeah.
And you know what, Gassy, the worst part is, God forbid you really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Then there's a 1 and a 2, and they're both amazing. And then 3, there's all this content, and there's more coming. No, but it's, it really has something to say, though. It's very clear when a game is based on like a novel or a rich, alternate medium, because Witcher is like that, and there's no question it adds these multiple layers that many games just don't have. Many games it's just like, let's just make the world what the player's going to see, and everything else is just kind of whatever. But in this game, it's like, you could see a store with a name, and it's just a store and a name. But if you knew from past games or other books, that could have a whole history that could completely change how you look at it, just because you know all this extra out-of-game stuff.
Yeah.
And that's just not there in most games. So it adds this complete different level to it.
I guess before we, there's something I want to talk about. Before we do that, I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy XIV. I don't know how you guys aren't interested in MMOs.
Oh God.
Nope.
There's
I think
Kate chasing Chocobo. Right?
Do what?
There's fat Kate.
Yeah,
eating
the fat
Chocobo, or
Kate.
Kate
Yeah, that's
chasing.
true. I do fly with a giant fucking chocobo who's trying to.
That's
eat
all I know
cake.
about. And then you and Strippin got married at one point, but apparently a divorce is on the way. I don't know.
That's true. The divorces. I mean, the lawyers aren't talking. So the expansion came out. 5060 took way too long. I don't know if I'm old. I've just been through too many fucking MMO expansions or what. But 50 to 60 took probably 40 hours of leveling.
You were playing that forever, nonstop.
Yeah,
I was very surprised.
I did like a 14-hour stream, a 13-hour stream, a 12-hour stream, and then I stopped and didn't level for like. I took level 59 over 4 days.
That was the best part about it. I would tune in every now and then and be like, did he do what he wanted? Nope. He's still upset. Still talking about how it's taking way too long.
It was a really long leveling experience. There's not like once you hit 62, at least till next Tuesday, there's no raid content, so you're kind of just gearing out, and that's kind of the process right now. But at the same time, like that's for my interest, it's still like the best MMO out there. And I think I was interested in having Tally on instead of Gassy because one, he's a better person, and two, he's been playing a lot of Final Fantasy as well. And I'd be interested in hearing his thoughts, but maybe we'll have him on in the future and talk about all that because I don't want to bore you guys.
Love you too.
Yep, no problem. What I do want to talk about is July. It's July 1st, and there are very few games coming out this month. So what do you do as a Twitch streamer when there are no games? Is this the backlog month? Like what is the plan for everyone?
I still have a lot of The Witcher to go through. As I mentioned, I'm planning on playing the Fallout DLC, or Fallout 3 DLC, because I've never played. This is my first time playing Fallout 3.
Yeah, me
so,
too.
so I'm going to be working on that.
To completion, but yeah.
Right. And so I'll be playing that, and then there's a couple other games that I kind of had, just lined up, ready to go that I haven't just never had a chance to play that I wanted to play. And I wasn't even really a PC gamer until about, maybe a year and a half ago or something like that. So there are a lot of games that came out that I wanted to play, but I didn't have a computer that could run them. So.
So you've basically got the good life now. Because you have
right
a
now
month
it's time
of new
for me
games.
to catch up. Yeah.
What is like on the docket then? What are some games you're fiending for?
I really wanted to play BioShock Infinite, and I never got around to it.
Ooh,
so that's gonna be.
That's a fucking sick game.
Yeah.
It is really good. Speaking of Infinite, that's another one of the ones I'm going through now. I'm revisiting for the Burial at Sea DLC. I got to go back to it, but I started it. I don't know, like this last week or something like that. And I'm going back to it. But you mentioned like with games, I'm not a streamer that like kind of plays all the new games all the time. That's not like super important to me.
Right.
I'll do it. I'll play new games and stuff like that. But I'm not one of those casters that's like, this game's coming out here, I have to be streaming it at midnight, when it goes. And I don't judge people for doing that. That's fine. Like, I understand that. But everybody has their own way of playing games. So it's never that big of a deal for me. I have plenty of games to play in my backlog and.
Yeah. The reason I do that is because since I was 14, I've played pretty much everything. And so I'm always chasing the fucking new thing.
Yeah,
because I've played almost everything.
there still is that like part of me that is interested in when new games come out and stuff like that, but not as much as everybody else. And I don't play every single thing. I kind of pick and choose a little more.
Yeah.
What I'll play.
I'd like to get back to like Counter-Strike, CS:GO, but Co, you were talking about how you're not even level 3 yet. That's like a new system they just added in the last patch. I'm not sure if you knew that, but you used to be able just to queue into matchmaking whenever you wanted. But now you have to like level up to level 3, and I don't even know like what you do to do that. It seems like I don't want to fucking play in pubs or like I just want to play matchmaking.
Well, it's kind of interesting. I know that you can get the XP just through casual matchmaking, which is all I've been doing. I think you can also do like single player missions or something. I've seen like there's a bunch of other menus like Bloodhound missions or something, and I think that also adds towards your experience. But for me, I've only been doing casual rounds, and I've probably done 30, 40, 50 plus. I've done a ton. I've probably played just 15 plus hours, and I'm still not rank 3.
Is casual like whatever versus whatever? Like size-wise?
It's just straight up matchmaking from what I understand. Like I almost always get into a full game. It's just a bunch of general people. Very rarely people know each other. It's just standard matchmaking.
I don't know if I'll ever do all that shit, which is unfortunate because I really love matchmaking, but I fucking just can't be bothered. And like the fun part of the game is like 5v5, being on a map, like rotations and all that shit. It's not like just DMing in a pub. But if it takes as long as you just said, then that's super fucking unfortunate.
Just realized too, someone in chat brought it up, and I didn't mean to. And I interrupted you about BioShock Infinite. Was there anything else you were talking about? What games you had?
I didn't feel like you interrupted me. No, I was.
Oh, okay.
No, we're just talking. It's fine.
Gotcha. Well, was there any other games that you have like backlog that you want to? Also, JP, don't do that. I see you.
I don't think so. No, I wanted to play some of the older Batman games because I hadn't played those either, but I don't know. I kind of am Batmaned out, I feel like. I played a lot of Arkham Knight, and
yeah.
I don't know if I'll go back and play the other ones, but I think with The Witcher and Fallout and then BioShock, I've got a lot. So
BioShock's fucking fantastic. That's BioShock and Last of Us. I both one sat, and I kind of wish I didn't. Like, because my experience with those games is like 14 hours straight, done. Never went back after the day of launch. And I wish I enjoyed those a little bit longer. So don't speed run those games, Ann. Enjoy them, I guess is all I'm saying. Co, what about you? Like, what's your plan for July? You've talked a little bit about. Are you starting Fallout soon?
I plan to start it in August, but that's going to be a pretty hot month, and I've been kind of warning people I may start it earlier. But really, for me, I've got a lot of time left in Ark. I didn't play Ark at all for like the first 3 weeks. It was just huge on Twitch. So I've got a lot of Ark to play. Going to be playing Counter-Strike, definitely some more Terraria, and I definitely have some games that I've wanted to work through for a while. Like a big RimWorld patch came out, basically changed changed the way you play that game from a defense and combat point of view. I definitely want to try that out. Just a lot of games that I've been putting off. It's good that we have months like this, actually, a lot of times, because I don't really like having to do like release to release to release to release.
Back to back.
They can get kind of a lot sometimes.
It's going to be crazy this fall because there are weeks where, like just massive games come out one after another.
Dude, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens on Twitch, because they're going to be like, there's a 2-week period when I think there's 6 major releases, and each one of them would be, in my opinion, would be like a big thing on Twitch. And I mean, some of them are coming out, like there's 3 coming out on one day in November.
Yeah,
I think.
Tomb Raider, Fallout 4 both come out the same day. There's some other ones that are like the very same day.
Yeah, and then Battlefront comes out a week later after Fallout 4.
That'd be a good one.
It's gonna suck.
Fallout XCOM 2, that's going to be big. Like, there's so many big games coming out. But it's going to be interesting because, like, I'm wondering if it's going to affect, like, I wonder if there's going to be a lot of these releases that we would have thought that would have been really big on Twitch that are just going to be totally overshadowed by some of these other ones.
I think Fallout 4 is probably going to be the big front runner, I would think.
Yeah.
I agree.
But especially just I'm basing that off of how many people are getting into
You mean bandwagoning on the
Fallout 3 and stuff like that, because it's been bandwagoning.
Yeah.
No.
I just like giving you shit because I know you're not, but I give every streamer shit who
Fallout 3 playthrough, but I'm a lifelong fan and I love it. It's my favorite game franchise ever.
Yeah, with me, like, I played Fallout 3 a while back. I got not super far into the game because it is a massive game, but I played it on like the 360 and stuff like that, at the urging by a lot of people, and I liked it, but I always wanted to play it on the PC so that way I could have like some mods to, just mainly visual stuff, get rid of like the green film so it looks a little bit more, visually appealing and stuff like that, because even if it is a wasteland, like it's not going to have like a green film over everything. So just kind of things like that kind of tweak the game in better textures and running it better. And I'm actually been using the Tale of Two Wastelands mod like a lot of people have been. So it's actually running in the New Vegas engine.
Yeah.
And you can actually use the same character going in between Fallout 3 and New Vegas. There's like a train that they have in there. It's like actually kind of like a built-in like quest thing you have to do to like repair the train, and then eventually you go to New Vegas. But so now I'm going through that on PC, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. But so not necessarily bandwagoning, but there's nothing really wrong with getting reinterested in a series like that.
It's just people giving people
not at all. And personally, I don't really care if people say that. Yeah, and it's been good. It's been better.
It's great.
It's a great game for casting. Like, it's honestly great. It's all about exploration. Like, it's always different for people, and people are going to play different ways, spec their character out different ways, and use predominantly like energy weapons, or just use the fist puncher thing and just explode people with the fist. So I don't know. It's really, really cool. I think Fallout 4 though, just based on how big of a fan base. Like even just when they had their stream, Bethesda had their stream. Like what was it? Like 530,000 concurrents.
I think it had the peak on Twitch for.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I did not anticipate that level of viewership for that. Like it was just kind of surprising for me and a little bit more of a realization. Like wow, it's a dedicated fan base and a lot of people are interested in it.
I really wonder if we'll see what happened with The Witcher, happen with Fallout. Like where the first week it's huge on it's huge on Twitch for the most part, and then there's just like a huge fall off afterwards.
You know what? Here's the thing. With Witcher 3, all the side stuff on Witcher 3 was kind of weaved into the main story, and there wasn't a lot of stuff that if you just saw it by itself would be really interesting unless you knew what was going on. The Fallout universe, though, people have asked me all the time, what are some great games I can stream on Twitch? And I tell them the regular stuff, and they're like, no, I want to do like a single player stuff. There's 2 games I pick in particular, Fallout New Vegas and Skyrim. Those are games that always do decently on Twitch. Always. They have for years, and they will continue to do so. Those are the kind of games that you can drop in and watch, and regardless of what they're doing, it may just be interesting to see. You don't need to know a lot of characters. You don't need to know a bunch of backstory. You can just sit back and watch it like a TV show, and it's entertaining and fun to watch. And I think Fallout 4 will be very similar to that. I think it's going to do in that same vein, where there's just hundreds of like little self-contained stories instead of one giant overarching kind of, spider web of information.
Yep. We'll see. We'll see. We were talking about releases in July. On the 14th, God of War 3 Remastered comes out. You'll probably see that be a big game because there's really nothing else. And then there's a game that has the potential to be kind of like what Darkest Dungeon was on Twitch, called the Guild of Dungeoneering. Do you remember me talking about this, Co, back in the day?
Is that the one where you built your level?
You build the level through a card game. It's a fucking weird game to talk about, but that's finally coming out on the 14th, and I hope that blows up. From when I played that at PAX, it was actually super fun. And I would think that they're going to be giving out codes to a bunch of people that want to stream that, so we'll see if that has the same effect.
I'm interested in that one.
And then there's nothing. I don't like Trials Fusion, awesome level max expansion. Is that the one? Oh, that was the weird trailer they showed at Ubisoft at E3.
With the unicorn.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Must have missed that.
Anyone play? This is a random question. Anyone play golf games? Because there's a big golf game coming out.
What game?
Rory McIlroy. PGA Tour.
I don't know.
It's the guy who replaced Tiger Woods.
I played GTA Golf. That's the extent of it.
We should. Max, you want to pick up the PGA Tour game and we'll do like a full-on golf game stream?
We could try it. Yeah, I could go. I would try it with you. Yeah, for sure.
That comes out the 14th as well.
That's,
July is just
PGA
big
game?
on the 14th.
You should let us take votes on how many holes you get to before you rage quit.
Yeah, that's true. There's a Godzilla game coming out on the 14th as well. I don't even know.
Godzilla game?
Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck that is.
What side do you play?
I don't know. PS4, PS3. Let's click on it.
You don't get to play as Godzilla. It's a mistake. I feel like you have to.
Summary is Growing Up Rampage is one of our favorite games. Knocking down buildings is always a good time. Yeah, I guess it's gonna be like
quick,
that.
I gotta say, did anyone play the old Godzilla games?
No.
They were like, I think
Were
there
they
was
awful?
one Super Nintendo or something, or maybe it was a monster fighting game. Oh yeah, they were the best, man. Loved
I played Rampage though. They referenced there growing up playing Rampage. That's great.
Did you see the Rampage movie is being made with The Rock?
Really?
Yeah, I'm not. That's not a troll.
That's a thing?
That's a fucking thing.
Jesus Christ. That is an IP. I never thought that would get a movie.
I don't know how you movify that. Like, is it like a monster movie with like I don't know.
The game's literally about just destroying buildings and everything. Like,
yeah,
that's it.
Now I'm grasping for straws. It's kind of a light week in terms of news. I guess it was a big thing. Star Wars Battlefront will have Heroes vs. Villains mode. Someone tell me if that's big. Anne, is that a big thing?
I don't even know what that is. No.
I don't even know.
I don't know. I played it at E3. It was pretty fun, but it was like kind of they shoved you into it really fast, and you didn't have a lot of time to learn the controls. So it was still fun. I'm excited for it.
Anything else new?
Let's get real big into Rocket League. Let's just get really good
You
at
just want to do a bunch of Rocket League? I'm
it. Get into it.
I might try that.
We'll become pros.
You want to be a pro Rocket Leaguer?
Mm-hmm. It'll be a thing.
It's the new age of esports.
Honestly, it'd be
kind of
very
sports.
interesting to watch. Just like soccer, people get really big into soccer. Like this has the potential.
Wait,
who knows?
Godzilla is a fighting game?
Fighting game?
That's according to someone in the
Defend
chat.
Japan, man. Come on.
You get to play against the monsters from the Godzilla movies.
To like fight like Mothra?
You fight all of them, man.
Might be big.
Huh.
Okay.
Godzilla fighting game.
I didn't know that was a thing. Well, I'm officially out. I'm for once on drop. I'm actually out of stuff to talk about. I don't know what else.
Food. What do you? Did we have a break already, or was what was the last break? No, I'm saying, how many breaks do you guys have? I don't know.
It's a one break show. It's a one break show. One break
How
show.
often? What's the runtime usually on these?
We go till 5 o'clock. So we usually go to 5 o'clock, but we got 50 minutes left. So if you're inspired to talk about something, Gassy or Ann, Phil.
TwitchCon.
Yeah, let's talk about TwitchCon.
You guys are all doing panels, right?
Indeed, I am. I'm doing 3 panels, I believe.
I
have to bring up the TwitchCon thing.
Yeah, let me go to my. I don't know. Let's go to twitchcon.com.
First of all, let's just on the topic of TwitchCon. Everybody in the chat, who in your chat is going to TwitchCon? It's gonna be a little bit of spam,
Yeah, this never works. It's those people are going to TwitchCon.
My roommate's mom is knocking on my door. I'll be right back.
All right.
That's the thing. Yeah, we've got the build. I'm on the. This is yours, right? Building communities on Twitch. Yeah, I'm on that one, and then on the drop frame one, which still hasn't been officially announced.
Yeah, another. Is that one? But that one's confirmed.
Yeah, it's happening. I just don't know the times, I know where it's at, but it's not the times. Man, there's a lot of people saying no, Gassy.
Really?
Yeah, no is the overwhelming amount.
Well, I would imagine. Yeah, I mean, I don't think everybody that's watching right now is going to be coming, but I'm just interested.
I haven't even seen one yes.
So it's going to be nobody at TwitchCon. No one there. Just panels talking to nobody.
All the fucking streamers are like, yeah, man, I can't wait to meet my fans. And we go there and it's just a bunch of other streamers. And we're like,
you know what? I'd be okay with it. I'd love to meet fans and stuff like that. But I also would be totally okay just hanging out with some streamer friends. And I'm local here, so I'm not traveling very far. It's I guess TwitchCon's a bust. Good luck next time, Twitch.
You don't have to travel.
I'll be perfectly blunt. I'm excited. I'm literally just as excited for both. I'm just as excited to see all my fans as much as I'm excited to see all my Twitch buddies. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it should be a good time, honestly.
That's kind of how it goes for all these cons, though. I mean, this especially because it's locked into Twitch, so it'll be interesting. I think there is gonna be a lot of really good content being streamed and recorded for pods and stuff coming out of it. We were talking about panels around. The ones that I'm on are from Twitch to YouTube, transitioning your content. Then there's staying sane, the ups and downs of content creation, and then fundraising on Twitch, which talks about, St. Jude stuff and Extra Life and just fundraising in general and how to do it and all that good stuff.
We're on that panel together, guys.
Yeah, we are.
I guess a lot of people are saying that this is a heavy European time that the show is live, so maybe that's why everyone's saying no.
Yeah, it's true. It is true. There's plenty of people I know that are going to TwitchCon. I've asked a bunch of people in my streams and stuff like that, and I have friends and mods and stuff that I know are planning on going. So even if it isn't a giant con, I'd still be okay with it because it's the first con, so it doesn't matter. It's kind of figuring out what it is, and you don't expect the first con. PAX South, the first one, that was a pretty small convention, but I still had a good time.
That's exactly right. And not only is this the first one, but in terms of ratios, I have seen, at least from my community, there's a large amount more people saying they're going to TwitchCon than say PAX Prime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, people have to make choices now. Whereas PAX used to be the only show on the road, now there's so many fucking
I know a lot of people not going to PAX Prime and instead going to TwitchCon.
That's interesting. TwitchCon's September, right? August? Yeah. August is PAX?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't got that solidified in my head. And you're going, right?
Yeah, I'll be at both.
What were we going to say, Gassy?
No, you said you were doing the drop frames panel and stuff like that. Is there any other panels you're doing that you know of yet?
The building community's on Twitch, and we had 2 other ones submitted, but they were too long. They're only doing hour-long panels. Me and Waffle were going to build a stream from scratch and brand it out and build a computer and all that shit, but we can't do that in an hour.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, we were super excited for it. I'm flying my graphics guy out there already just because it was a cool thing to do for him. He's from Sweden. And I was like, yeah, you can just be on the panel and do stuff in real time. And then Twitch is like, yeah, it's too long. Can't do it 2 hours. I was like, okay, that's fine. It's an easier show for me. Like, it's less work that I have to do. So what do I care? But yeah, that should be a fun event. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff there that people aren't expecting. That'll be really cool.
Have you seen your? Well, of course you've seen it, but I when I was going through the the list of guests and stuff like that, I stumbled upon your picture. Yeah,
yeah, that's
old esports.
Esports Hero JP is a thing, man. Have you? Let me show you. We've done this 3 shows in a row now, and I'll just show you once more because Co loves seeing it.
Should probably just add it to the intro.
We should just
maybe
add
outro
this,
too.
Yeah. Here you go, Gassy. This is the.
Let me see here. Where do you have?
Esports
Where am I looking?
JP right
there we go.
Look at that. Signed by Destiny and Control, and not me. They just had people sign this fucking like fan art of me back in the day. It's just completely ridiculous.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's great. I should have made that the shirt that's going live on Friday instead of the.
You should have. Yeah.
Should have been that. Apparently, HTML5 chat just went live on Twitch.
Really?
Oh, right.
What comes with that?
Yesterday or just now?
That was yesterday, actually. Never mind. Maybe it actually is live now as well. 4 times faster speed. Chat uses fewer CPU resources. Hey, that's good. I won't actually crash during drop frames. And this is a big step towards a complete HTML5 Twitch experience, which is really good. As soon as I switch over to the video player being HTML5, that's great. That's fantastic. Actually, point of talk. We're talking about YouTube gaming versus Twitch. Last week, YouTube Gaming announced that they are going to allow a 9,000 max bitrate this week.
Dude, they walked onto the scene and are already dropping bombs.
Yeah.
They knew exactly what was going to happen by announcing that.
A lot of people were talking about that last night.
See it on Twitter last night.
Yeah, people.
How many people are going to be able to watch it?
Yeah, that's my question.
Very few. But what it does is it allows for the possibility of 1080p 60, which is kind of like the golden goose. And if it scales properly as well, everyone can still watch. Like as long as it scales properly is the biggest thing. And YouTube, for the most part, does scale properly. They have like 1080p 60, 720p 60, 480p 240, and that's it. It's not source high, medium, low. And I think Twitch did that originally so that people who weren't familiar with those terms could just do that and would understand that ranking. And I guess it's been so long now that the world's kind of grown up and they understand what 1080p 60, 720p 60, all that means. So
at least we do. I don't know.
I think a lot of people know what it means.
You could see this on Twitter last night, man. I mean, there were people that were straight up saying like, you know, it's what was the quote? Now I need to find it, but someone's pretty much set up verbatim like, now I have to choose between streaming in less quality or YouTube, and I was just like, oh, like that, because I hate saying it, but 1080p 60 FPS, one of the reasons I stopped doing it was even the people with the best connections were saying that if I was playing a graphic heavy game and I start whipping the camera around, there's always pixelation. Always. Doesn't matter how good the computer is. On mine, it looks beautiful. But sure enough, I go and look at the VODs and it's all just sitting, right? Like it's there clear as day. So people have been saying for the longest time, just make it like 4,500 and that may go away. I don't know if that'll fix it. But
for
the
what,
fact
1080p 60?
Yeah.
It's a little bit under what you want, but you'll see some artifacting on the image quality.
But my point is, it's like YouTube could have come out and announced 5,000. They could have announced 6,000. You know, I mean, there's so many things they could have announced to be higher, but 9,000, like that's more of making a statement, I think.
Yeah,
which is
I think it is. I mean, one thing too is also that they just have the server capacity to be able to handle something like that.
That's what I think they're trying to say.
Yeah,
I think they're trying to say like, look, it's Google and YouTube, and look what we're starting to do over here. Right. So I'm sure Twitch is looking at this very carefully, and I mean there were some very big names last night being very vocal about this.
Yeah, I mean I think like being able to stream at 3,500 fucking is terrible on Twitch. Like I'll say it as well. It makes so much stuff so much harder to stream, and it also makes it so on Twitch where the best things. The best way to stream is to match your stream settings to the game type that you're streaming. So like an MMO, you can stream at 1080p 30, it'll look the best. If you're playing anything shooter-wise, you want to go 720p 60 just so it keeps up because the frame rates are all over the fucking place.
That's like where I am permanently.
In RTS, in RTS you can do 1080p 60 except for like big fights. Trying to think like talk shows, 1080p 30 is pretty much all you need. There's no point because no one has like a 60 FPS camera over Skype. But yeah, if it's all just 9,000, it means like everything is going to look stunning. And I don't think you could do that's a really shitty looking 4K stream, but you could stream 4K if you wanted at that bit rate. Most of the time you want to do like 20.
No point in
that even worth it.
You can stream 4K. You have that capture card.
Oh, I know, but I mean, but still, I mean, it wouldn't like why?
Yeah, there's
no point to do it.
You have a whole setup on the viewer's side to make that even.
Oh yeah. Well, you can view like a YouTube video at 4K and it'll look exceptionally better even on a 1080p screen than 1080p. But
I've heard it looks better, but not by any means exceptionally. I mean, I haven't seen it with my own eyes though, so I don't watch a lot of stuff yet.
I mean, it's not going to look like you're watching on a 4K screen, that's for sure.
Have you guys checked out those 360 videos? The videos on YouTube where you can like take your phone and
by
like
accident.
I haven't seen that.
I was watching the corner of a room for 40 seconds before I realized what was going on.
I don't know.
It's like, what is this? It's like one of the highest rated videos on Reddit. What is this bullshit? And then like I go to like move it, right, to cancel it, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. Oh, this is cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just got shown that recently. I don't know how. I'm assuming you just use your mouse cursor to look around or whatever on desktop. Someone with your phone, it literally just like you like look around like that.
I haven't seen that at all.
It shows,
That's
it shows
cool.
all parts of the room or whatever that's being filmed. I thought that was pretty interesting.
For anyone that hasn't seen this before, it's basically like if you had a camera that was recording an entire room at once. So when you're watching the video on your phone, you can actually move your phone around and the image on your screen will change in the relation of how you're looking. So like the one I saw was of some like dance troupe. So when I started watching the video, I was even looking at them. But then when you turned around and looked at it, you could not only look at them, but like you could I mean, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I think we saw the same video.
I think that was it, Hammy Him. Someone just said it was that K-pop video on Reddit. I think that was the one I clicked on. Yeah, because I was sitting there like, what am I watching?
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
It's really cool. It's really cool.
Someone brings up a great point that for YouTube, the fact that they have 9,000 bitrate cap might destroy their mobile viewership. I gotta think it's gonna scale though. Like, why would it not scale to something that a mobile viewer?
They announced there's serious scaling stuff with it. Yeah. I think the whole point of the announcement.
You'd have to have that
to show their strength, in terms of
what they're flexing. It's YouTube. It's YouTube putting on a tank and flexing.
Yeah.
So Gassy, we could talk about this a little bit more because let's be honest, we don't have anything to talk about. We didn't have a YouTuber's perspective or someone that I guess started out on YouTube and then came over to Twitch. Like for you, is there a draw to YouTube gaming?
I'm gonna stop you right there, JP, because started on YouTube, came over to Twitch. I've been streaming since Twitch's inception, and on Justin TV before that, and on Ustream before that. So I'm gonna stop you right there.
You started on YouTube.
Get your facts straight before you come.
You started on YouTube.
Huh?
When was your YouTube channel created?
The way you made it sound though is that
when was your
I started on YouTube
created?
and brought it over.
I mean, that's what you did.
Yeah, no, it's not.
You didn't grow 500,000 followers, chat, just or Gassy, just because you're entertaining. It's because you had like 1 million on YouTube.
Well, it's actually because I am entertaining on another platform, and then I've been doing that platform since before Twitch and all that. No, but what was the question?
I don't remember. YouTube gaming. Are you interested at all? Or are you in the Twitch Kool-Aid?
Pretty much sticking with Twitch for now. I mean, I'd be foolish. Like I brought it up a bunch. Competition's good, but my biggest problem with YouTube gaming is they have so much to prove and they have so much to make up for neglecting us gaming people on YouTube. Being somebody who's been around on YouTube forever, they didn't give a shit about us, and they still kind of don't. The only reason they give a shit now is because they have to. YouTube wanted their model to be the next replacement for TV. They wanted to be more like TV, but on YouTube. YouTube was the place to go then. That's what they wanted, and that didn't work. Like the gaming just kept ever growing, and us content creators for the gaming side just like, hey, can we get some information? Can we get some tools here? Do you care about us? Like we're kind of huge, we're growing. And they didn't give a shit. And they still kept trying to force that model down everybody's throats. And then gaming just never let up and we kept growing. And now they're reacting. That's the problem. They're reacting to this. Yeah. They're trying to like make it so like, yeah, we love YouTube gamers. We love the gaming side of you. It's only because fucking your number one channel is a gamer. Like, and there's this giant community behind that now you're realizing you have to meet. And guess what? Your buyout for Twitch didn't go through, so now you have to react to that too. So I'm just being realistic. Like they have a lot to prove. The 9,000, kbps for your, the bit rate, like that's great. But also you still prove to me that it works. Prove to me that it comes with a stable chat that is well done and not stupid. Like prove to me you have a lot to prove if you're YouTube gaming. So I'm excited about the fact that yes, maybe it'll push Twitch to do stuff and up their bit rate cap and stuff like that, and push Twitch to do cooler things. But as of now, like I have no reason to switch over YouTube. Like the thing that's cool about it, I guess, is that I do have my subscriber base on YouTube and stuff like that. But in the same respect, I've been building a subscriber base, a different sort of subscriber base and community on Twitch. So I feel like it'd be a slap in the face for my Twitch community to just be like, peace, I'm on YouTube now, So,
yeah.
Right. And Twitch has been there. They've been helping broadcasters forever, like small and big alike. YouTube is not, YouTube can't say the same.
Like someone because like I've only used YouTube a little bit. It's only like a small piece of what I do, and that's not really something that I put a lot of focus on. So you've done a lot more with your YouTube. And do you feel like even as someone who has a more established YouTube community that I feel like YouTube for me has never really been accessible, like their staff and everything. It's like they don't, like you're saying, like they don't care.
They're the fucking Illuminati.
They don't care.
Who knows? Like you don't even know who works at YouTube.
Right, they're just there, and you can't actually talk to anyone about anything.
This is coming from I have contacts at YouTube and YouTube gaming or whatever and stuff like that. And the only reason they started caring and reaching out and stuff like that is because they were starting to do this kind of thing. Yeah. And it took them forever. And even with that supposed level of dialogue that they want, they're like, yeah, anytime you want to hit us up. If I do, I guarantee you I won't get an immediate response.
Right.
And or at least a quick response.
Just to be very clear here, this is not out yet, right?
No, you still can't do it. Well, you can stream on YouTube, but not on the platform that they're talking about.
Like you don't have chat, you don't have that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, not on the YouTube gaming platform. You can go to youtube.com/GassyMexican if he puts up a live stream, and it would work for the most part, but it's a really shitty experience.
Okay, so there's streaming on YouTube, and then there's gaming.youtube.com, YouTube gaming.
Yeah.
And I'm mostly saying this just to be perfectly clear here, because Gassy, you may know more of this, so you may have information I don't know about. But when gaming.youtube.com goes live, at that point, are you, Gassy, gonna have a gaming channel with a chat and stuff, or are you gonna have a YouTube and a gaming? Like, is your main YouTube page gonna change? Like, do we know any of this stuff?
I am not sure.
I haven't seen anything about that.
It's supposed to be here in the summer, and they're not telling you guys like.
I think
nothing?
What it is, they are like revamping how they're like displaying gaming stuff, like gaming, channels or whatever. There's going to be like a web app or whatever. You can go to the Gassy Mexican channel or whatever, and it'll be displayed differently. If I want to utilize these tools, I think there's new tools that I can use to like make my playlists organized better and like just kind of fit in their YouTube gaming mold. As far as speaking in general terms, that's the best I can say. Like they invited me just before they were going to announce it, and a bunch of other YouTubers to go to the YouTube gaming space or whatever the fuck, and their offices to check it out. And I didn't. I didn't want to because I had a feeling it was just going to be because I knew exactly what it was going to be. Yeah, YouTube gaming's the shit. Yeah, you should stream with us. Check this shit out. And honestly, it was a little bit insulting that they were inviting us to check out a thing. After it's already made, when what they should have done is hit us up early and get us involved with making it better from our actual experience. Because, it's not like we don't know. Why would we know what we're talking about? Like, why would we know what our viewers might want or what would work best for us? As far as I know, that didn't happen, at least on a scale that I was hit up at all, to check stuff out. I'm not like the biggest YouTuber out there, but sizable enough where I would like to give input and stuff like that.
A major player, I mean, for sure, comparatively. But so this is getting like kind of interesting because the more I'm thinking about this, the more we're talking about it. So basically what YouTube is doing is making a separate brand internally, and they're taking a section of themselves, planting that brand on it, and potentially developing new infrastructure, but they're not giving any. The amount of fragmentation I'm seeing here,
it's really.
I can't. I'm trying to work out positives to why this would be good for a brand. And I'm not coming up with a lot of them.
What is if you have to go to youtube.com or gaming.youtube.com/streams, like what the fuck?
But then,
It's
but then
terrible.
think of it like this. Okay, so you have a YouTube that's a gamer. Are they going to have comments or chat? Can you
Yeah.
watch the old chat during the YouTube thing? When they put it on YouTube, is it going to have the chat from there? Is it going to be in the replay? Then do you have chat and comments on something? Like, there is so much crossover here that's not going to make any sense.
There's a lot of unanswered questions right now.
There is.
Yeah, it'll be
And honestly,
interesting to see what they reveal.
YouTube would have shared that with all their content creators, especially like.
You think they would have when it's launching, like
Yeah.
probably in July?
Yeah, the only
Right.
thing I got hit up about was like just before their announcement, like, here, come check out our thing that we've already made.
Do you know
Yeah.
anyone that went to that by any chance? Do you know
Yeah, I
anyone
know
that
plenty
actually
of. I know plenty of content.
And did
Yeah.
they say, was there anything substantive?
They liked it, but it was also just like, of the mindset like, okay, well, they're doing cool stuff and competition's good. I agree with that point. That's totally okay. But as far as me switching over to YouTube gaming, no, I'm not doing that anytime soon. They have to prove stuff. Like, they have a lot of bad history with me
And what's
Yeah.
kind of
and,
what's
and
also
the
kinda
gaming
weird
community.
about is like, okay, I use YouTube for my archives, right? I've, like I said, hundreds of hours of content on there. If I don't use YouTube for streaming, does that mean I'm not a gamer on YouTube? Like, how are they going to put me on there if I'm like, what about the YouTubers that don't want to do gaming.youtube.com, but they're big? Like, let's say PewDiePie, one of the biggest ones, right? What if he doesn't want to do any gaming.youtube.com? Is he no longer a gamer on YouTube? Are they not going to include him in that? Like,
I don't follow like PewDiePie very much or whatever, but somebody in chat, I mean, I can't speak to the validity of it, but they said that on his podcast or whatever that he does, apparently he wasn't involved in the development of that either. They didn't hit him up or anything like that, which again, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like why would you not do that? He's already kind of been PewDiePie's always been, he's been on MLG. He did a couple of like shows over there. He's also streamed on Twitch at the same time, so I would think that he's just going to pop up on there to see what it's like, and that's that. They really got to, I think they have to start nailing down like quote unquote exclusive streamers though, because otherwise who the fuck's going to go to your site?
well, they've got
Exactly.
a few. If you look on their Twitter, they have like a few, like there's an Optic someone, or like they have a few people that are like we bleed purple, they're bleeding red, or well, that doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
well, a lot of those
But
people
you
work
know
for
what I
them.
mean.
Are you talking about Optic J? Because I think he works for YouTube.
There's a few of them. They got like a little.
Optic
there's a
J
little
works for
crew of them
YouTube.
now that they
Yeah,
kinda
he's
echo
on
chamber
Fwizz's team or whatever. So
Yeah, but it looks like they're starting to recruit. But then again, I gotta say, like, this whole thing is so weird. The fact that they're announcing like the 9K bitrate and gaming.youtube, and they're not announcing some of these details about like, what are you?
yeah,
Yeah.
Do you do? It's like
Yeah.
the fact that none of this is coming out and it's all so amorphous and it's just a little weird. It's not good PR. This isn't good PR. So it makes you wonder, like, what is their angle with this?
Honestly, this whole thing was they wanted to absorb and take Twitch and buy it. That didn't happen. Bruise their ego, and they're like, well, fuck you. We're going to make this thing and destroy you.
yeah.
So that's what they're doing. Like, I mean, honestly, right after, it's really funny. I was on a YouTube panel about just like, general advice and stuff like that. I think it was PAX Prime in Seattle, last PAX Prime. I was on it with like myself, Captain Sparkles, and I think it was just us two. And then there was some other YouTube people on there. It was supposed to be general advice about YouTube, our journeys on it and stuff like that. And then some midway into the panel, they just kind of like took over and started talking and have this like mini presentation about how YouTube Live is really, really good. And how YouTube streaming, that you're going to want to stream on YouTube Live. It's going to be great. And then they asked us like, I think it was Jordan, it was Captain Sparkles who said like, well, yeah, I do most of my streaming on Twitch. So like, and then because he said
Right
that
there.
he didn't even realize like what he was saying and like the context, he just said it. So I was like, yeah, I stream on Twitch mainly too. And the reason why I just thought that was hilarious because it's just like they just hijacked this part of the panel that has nothing to do with their YouTube Live thing, and completely got rid of the focus. And so even back then, that just kind of left a kind of a bad taste in my mouth. I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah,
like they
it's-
wanted to try to get us to be like, yeah, we're excited to see what's going on with YouTube Live. I'm like, it's garbage right now.
Dude,
That's really weird.
it's just the more I think about this, there was Facebook, there was Google Plus, and now there's Twitch and
Yeah.
YouTube Gaming. Like I wonder if this is going to be another multi-million-dollar just try to muscle flex that just doesn't work out. I really hope it doesn't. Like the more I think about it, the more I want YouTube gaming to succeed, because then there's that whole healthy competition debate, and everyone wins when the competition is healthy. When neither are strong arming each other and they're both just trying to innovate and be better at what they do. It's awesome.
I agree completely.
It's going to be very worrisome if we don't start seeing some details out of YouTube gaming relatively soon. I really hope we do. Like the fact that they've announced it this early and it's been this long without many more kind of hard details. Let's hope we hear something soon.
It's true.
I also hope that we hear. I mean, I'd like to hear more about YouTube, but I'd also like to hear more from Twitch in response to because I feel like YouTube came out with 1080p, 60 FPS, HTML5, like all this stuff that Twitch users have been asking for a long time, and now they're just finally starting to roll out HTML5 chat and stuff like that. And I feel like I saw that the announcements from YouTube Gaming, and then Twitch was like, so we've got this new program for streamers where you guys get track jackets and stuff like that, where it was like, okay, so this benefits like some people, but like, what are you doing to benefit the whole community? Like, I want to see what you guys are going to do for everyone and not just for, certain.
I forgot about that track. That was kind of
To be fair though, I mean, just yesterday, HTML5.
Yeah. So more, I want to see more stuff like that. Is what I'm saying. Like, I want to, what are they doing to improve the Twitch experience for everyone and not just streamers, but everybody.
I'm excited about those tracks.
I know. I'm not saying that.
I know
it's a
you were the
bad
fucking.
thing.
You and Renee were both just like, we're. I need one of those right now. Like, give me one, please. I need my Twitch swag.
I didn't know. I don't have it. Like, I just
want to see
tried one
more
on.
like stability from Twitch, and like yesterday it crashed like right before we were gonna stream, and it just went down like
that's
for no
right.
reason. Like
Dude,
that kind of thing just happens.
I had it in the morning. I had 4,300 viewers watching Ark, and all of a sudden my chat just goes absolutely, oh no, stream dead, panic. And then after like an entire wall of that, a whole wall of, no, it's fine. It's just fine.
Yeah.
What do you, okay.
Yeah.
And then it's like, wait, what the hell's going on? Turns out that half my viewers crashed and the other half didn't. And I instantly lost 2,000 viewers. And like, then all of a sudden it slowly came back as people reloaded. But I know if I'm watching a stream and it just stops, the first thing I generally do is like, oh, I should probably be doing something else. And I go, so it's like, well, shit, like, why did that even happen? Like, Twitch didn't even go down, but I don't know. Right. Yeah, hopefully that's the kind of stuff Twitch is going to be like, we need to get this shit fixed. Like, we need to make a 100% consistent foundation for our infrastructure, and then we need to grow. If they had just that, then I think, like, most complaints about some of the stuff on Twitch would go away. If the stability is just there all the time.
I don't think Twitch has just been sitting back, being complacent with what they've had and being the dominant force or whatever, because they've been rolling out updates and they have been trying to, like, get feedback and stuff like that. They have their Twitch town halls at every con, talking to people and seeing what they. Those are great, and a lot of things have come out of that have become rolled out in patches and updates and stuff. But yeah, I think if anything, this will light a fire under Twitch. Like,
I think it already has.
Yeah, no, and I mean,
it already has. You'd be foolish to assume that they're not like thinking and drawing up a battle plan of what they're going to do to completely put YouTube in their place. You know what I mean? Like that's just how they are. Just knowing the people that work there, they're not complacent to just sit there and be like, well, we're still pretty good,
Right. That's what, like, I love Twitch, and the whole, like, kind of hashtag bleed purple thing. I feel like I really have bit into that, especially with going to PAX events and, being able to talk to Twitch staff and actually feeling like you've got this connection with the community, and not only the community, but the staff and the people who are actually running things, where you can say, hey, I had this problem, and, they're like on top of it right away. There's somebody that you can have actual FaceTime with that will address your concerns and stuff. And like, that's really cool. And that's, I love Twitch. And so it's going to be really hard for people to convince me to switch to, YouTube gaming or whatever. So I feel like I'm more excited about, I'm not that excited about YouTube gaming itself as a service, but I'm excited about the competition aspect of it and what it will get Twitch to kind of start working on and stuff like that. And that's what, if Twitch were just more stable, that's like Ko was saying, I feel like that would solve like pretty much most of people's concerns with it.
Yeah, it's got to be the first thing. That's what we said last week as well. It has to be the first thing they work on. It is a little interesting, though, to think about it. Like, if Twitch wasn't acquired by Amazon, it would totally be a David versus Goliath thing right now with Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah.
And I feel like Twitch has always kind of had that startup mentality throughout their entire business, as well as just outgoing to the public. Like, they talk to they talk to a broadcaster with like 20,000 like, they don't care about the follower count, right? They will just talk to a broadcaster and seek advice from broadcasters of any and all sizes. YouTube will not fucking answer you unless you have 1 million. Like
Yeah.
1 million, 1 million is entry point at YouTube. It's very seldom that you will get a actual response from someone at YouTube proper. So we'll see. It would be great, like maybe TwitchCon's keynote or something. Maybe they just be like, yeah, the site's HTML5 now. Have fun. Like that would be awesome if they just came out and did that. And that might be what they're building towards now with the chat being over, and maybe we'll see something like that, a complete switch over in July. I don't know what that process is like, but I got to think it's fucking. They would have to change everything about the site, from like how the servers are hosted and all that shit. So I don't know enough about the server architecture to see or how easy that would be, but it's got to be super fucking difficult.
Yeah, and when people, like you said too, with the David versus Goliath thing, that's what it would have been if Amazon didn't acquire Twitch. Absolutely right. Like, I mean, people talk about like, oh, well, you know, YouTube's got Google and it's Google and YouTube and they have so much resources. I mean, Amazon isn't small fry. Like, they're still pretty big.
Yeah.
Like, they're not quite Google, but
What,
they're
Amazon?
They're enormous.
Amazon's fucking massive. Like
They're massive. Like
they drive technology for so much shit in the world because of how big they are.
That's what I'm saying. Like when people bring up that point, like, well, you know, they got Google back, and I'm like,
Amazon. They have Amazon.
Like,
back
Amazon.
Fucks. Like, when was the
It's
last time
enormous.
you've ordered anything not through Amazon? It doesn't happen.
So I'm not
And
too worried
anytime
about
you
it.
do, it's just like a terrible experience.
it's a terrible
I hate ordering
experience.
things not through Amazon.
It takes like 3 weeks.
And Amazon
to
is
get.
If it takes
very
longer
much-
than 2 days, it's too long. Like
Yeah.
Amazon has ruined me with shipping.
Yeah.
Amazon is fully aware of how important Twitch is and how many people are interested in it and the marketing potentials and all that. Like just all the crossover and anything like that. They know that Twitch is relevant and very important. So it would be very, very silly for them to not take care of Twitch and give them the resources that they need to be a competitor to YouTube or,
Of course. Of course.
respond.
Yeah. I mean, they paid what was it 1.2 billion, 1.9 billion? How much was it?
I think was
1
it just
billion?
under 2 billion?
Just under 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I thought was actually a little cheap, but
I think
maybe-
everyone kind of did.
It probably was a little cheap, but at the same time, nothing has really changed. We don't see Amazon everywhere. They're not in
Yeah.
the logo. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
I think that
I think that's probably
got-
what it was. Twitch definitely maintained a lot of their independence and
Yes.
control, which was smart.
Yeah.
also, I mean, all the same people are there. They're all just as invested.
No, I've been to the office since the acquisition happened, and
It's just gotten bigger.
yeah,
That's all it is. Yeah. More people have been hired.
it's just gotten bigger. They've hired a little bit more people that they needed, and stuff like that. They've expanded, to another
Got
floor.
resources. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I have to go. I actually really want to go visit their new floor. Should be cool.
They were just setting that up when I was out there for Witcher. Like DJ Wheat walked by and he's like, "Oh, I have a meeting to go check on stuff on the upper floor," and we were all like, "Oh."
Yeah. I think Wheat said it's all done now.
It's all done now. Yeah, it looks really cool. I have to go check it out. I think Renee actually just recently checked it out, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Oh,
check
it was
it out.
just under 1,970 million. Okay.
Oh, was it? That's really cheap.
Yeah, it was actually.
I mean, it's a lot of money, but it's still.
Well, yeah. $1 billion's still a lot of money, but for a company like that.
So,
a company like that.
only $1 billion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, shit, like Snapchat was acquired for much more than that. I
Well,
think, wasn't
that's
it?
just fucking stupid money. That's all.
That's
like,
Snapchat,
yeah.
though.
Was it? What? Didn't that? Have you guys watched Silicon Valley?
Yeah.
If you don't watch Silicon Valley, you should watch Silicon Valley because it is. Everyone in Silicon Valley would tell you that is exactly how it is. Like 100%, that show is very, very true.
Yeah.
Apart from all the sarcastic bullshit, like it's the extremes of what that plays. It's a fantastic show. You should definitely.
Great
watch
show.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep expecting Twitch to show up on there in some fashion. but
I
they
think
haven't
eventually
yet.
they will. I'm surprised they haven't made it to their intro. I think
Yeah,
I
their
think on the
intro is
third-
amazing.
On the third season, they have to show up. Fucking
They have to show
Oculus is
Twitch.
on there. Like,
I love the one too. I love the intro of Napster in the hot air balloon, and then it explodes,
Yeah.
and then
And
Uber
then it
is right
explodes,
next
yeah.
to it in the hot air balloon as it's like rising, which is
yeah.
fucking.
You
great.
also can see AOL turn into Facebook, I think, or something like that.
Really?
Like, there's AOL online, and then it just like kind of disappears, and Facebook buys it and becomes huge, and or it becomes
Yeah.
replaces it.
Yeah, Silicon Valley's fucking. It's a great show. It's a great show.
Mm-hmm. But plus, like I think the full cast of Silicon Valley visited Twitch and did
Yeah.
like a live stream at Twitch, so
Well,
they
one of
have to.
The lead character streams on Twitch.
Oh yeah, that guy. I
Yeah.
forget his.
I don't know any of the actors' names.
I don't know his actual name. I know Kumail Nanjiani because he's frequents on a podcast that I listen to, and he's also just kind of a funny comedian.
Gotcha.
But he's obviously the Indian guy.
There you go.
Or Pakistani. Is he Pakistani?
I don't know. You're racist. Let's
He's
wrap
one
the
of
show, guys.
You know.
No, but it's all good. It's all good. All right, Gassy, why don't you start off with some shout outs?
I'm Gassy Mexican. Obviously, I do YouTube and Twitch. A variety caster and variety gamer in general. I come on the show every now and then and derail everything and make JP uncomfortable so he's not able to host the show properly. And yeah, I also have Twitter and all that stuff. It's all Gassy Mexican. Check me out if you want to. Yay.
That's how you did it, guys.
Well, I'm sold.
1 million
Wow.
subscribers on YouTube. All in that face right there. Co, do some shout outs, sir.
Well, a big thank you to JP and Gassy. It was an absolute pleasure. It was a very fun show, and you were an excellent guest. Thank you for coming on. I'm CohhCarnage. You can find me at twitch.tv/CohhCarnage, also on Twitter and YouTube. This week we'll be doing a lot of Ark. I should be doing Terraria right after this stream here, and also be doing some CS and other just random stuff. And then, of course, we got the big Fallout stuff coming in just a few months. So hope to see you guys there, and yeah, see you every day at 8 a.m. EST.
There you go. Anne, do some shout outs. Thanks for being on the show.
Cool. Thank you guys for having me. This is my first time on Drop Frame, so I probably was a little bit nervous, but I had a good time, and it was nice talking with you. I am Ammunition. I stream also a variety of games, as I mentioned. Been playing Batman Arkham Knight, and probably going to be going back to The Witcher and Fallout 3 pretty soon here. Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, everything is Ammunition. It's all the same. And I'll probably be streaming later on tonight, so if you follow me on Twitter, I'll post. I haven't decided when I'm going to be streaming, because I'm also moving apartments, so my streaming schedule is a little bit weird right now, but I will see you guys probably later tonight. Thanks, JP.
Awesome stuff. I think tonight, what do we have? Tonight we got Mirror Shades here on the show. Tomorrow, I think we're going to try and continue Terraria. If Gassy can stream,
Yeah,
he'll
if I
probably be
can,
joining us.
if I can stream, like I've had some, obviously some Comcast shit happening again, but tomorrow is actually the appointment I have for Uverse coming to just install another line. So if that goes well, could potentially do that. Or if Comcast is fixed. Apparently they called me earlier, like when I got interrupted in their show. They're working on it. They have a tech out or something like that. So we'll see what happens.
Top men.
Interesting. Top men. Are working on it.
Top men are working on it.
We need.
Top men.
You sold me on Rocket League. I might pick that up or
Do it.
Get access to it, and we'll.
Dude, when's the last time you were on Fucked Up Friday?
I don't know. It's been a while.
Are you ready for another one? Because the last one destroyed you, especially the next day. We had a show right after it, and you were just
That's what
phoning
destroyed
it in.
me.
Owning it in with your shades on.
It's because I drank fucking half a bottle of Jack from a fucking
I drank a
2 liter bottle. Yeah, and you were fucked too. It wasn't an enjoyable experience for anyone.
I felt much better than you did. You were in a bad way.
Well, we ended the stream at 2 a.m. and then I went.
Oh
and
no,
played,
that's right. We ended the stream and then you kept.
Yeah, I went to
staying
Gold
up.
Glove
You're an
stream
idiot.
and kept streaming for another. I was blacked out. I don't fucking know anything that happened. I went to Goldie stream and played CS:GO till 5 a.m. while
Wait, even if
continuing
it's
drinking.
even if it's not through Fucked Up Friday, we should definitely. I like Rocket League. It's really cool.
Yeah, we'll try.
Maybe get into some PGA golf.
that.
That's what the people want on Twitch.
I'd be into it. That'd be great. That'd be great. This just turned into our podcast, which you can check out on Fridays at some time whenever we.
We should have an intro, a fancy intro and an outro.
Yeah. There you
Tex
go.
Mex in the morning. It's basically a podcast where we just randomly bullshit for an hour.
It's great.
No particular structure. It's just kind of a therapeutic way for us to vent and just talk about bullshit. Last episode was heavily on food. I don't know what the next one's going to be.
I don't know.
What else do we have to talk about? We already talked about a bunch of shit. That's the problem.
I don't know. You had to come on this show because Tally flaked out. So,
I know I wasn't your first choice.
yeah. This has actually gone on for way too long, so I'm ending the show.
End the show.
Okay.
We'll see you guys next time. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We're out. Bye-bye.